AShinyObject.
What's going on there, friends and neighbors? I'm SHMA, and today we're going to be talking about my top 20 favorite figures of 2024. 2024 was a rather long-feeling year, and a lot of things came out that I not only forgot about, but took me a while to acquire. You'll remember some of these figures right off the bat. You might not even remember them actually coming out in 2024, but hey, that's what this video is here for. So without further ado, we've got a lot of toys to talk about. So, number 20. And I'm going to let this video clip essentially just encapsulate the joy. I can't believe the day is here. Mattel Street Sharks, the 30th anniversary. Let's just get into it. Yeah, Street Sharks, man. It was a huge presence for me in my childhood. And since my late teens into my early 20s, I had been hoping and praying for a Street Sharks revival. We got it in figure format, so that counts for something. Wave 1 blew me away. And I am going to tack on the SDCC exclusive Ripster Shark Among Us release because that technically counts for Wave 1. I am going to continue my coverage of the Street Sharks 30th anniversary figure releases this year with the release of Waves 3 and 4 and hopefully whatever follows them. I'm begging you, Mattel. Shark hand puppets. We need them back. Number 19. Hiya had a pretty festive year in 2024, a lot of remolds, some repaints, some new releases in there, and Heat Ray Translucent Godzilla is probably my favorite Godzilla from that of Hiya Toys as of right now. We are due for Evolved Godzilla and Shimo and the 91 Godzillas and hopefully more greatness moving into 2025, but this one, it just scratches a particular itch. The blues are nice and vibrant, the entirety of the figure is translucent depending on how strong of a light you have, and honestly I couldn't be happier. I think Hiya Toys absolutely nailed the heat ray aspect to this, and the fact that he's also translucent and somewhat delicious looking with those blues, it had to be on this list. Number 18. Yeah, a bit of a late bloomer for me. But the Super 7 Toho Ultimates, not Trendmaster's color version Space Godzilla, was going to find his way onto this list no matter what. Yes, nostalgia. It gripped my heart and gave it a squeeze. But also, I've just been having fun with that figure. I really wish I could put him on my desk, but my desk is covered in Daimajin, Ghost in the Shell, some Warhammer, some Nier Automata, some He-Man, some Warhammer. Did I already say that? There's no space on my desk, but Super 7 was definitely speaking to a certain side of me, and I do feel that the figure is a nice little upgrade from Wave 1, and I am just so curious to see what Super 7's got cooking for their Ultimates Wave 5 releases, hopefully being announced rather soon. Number 17. Yep, told you he'd be on this list. Not a massive upgrade in terms of the tooling, but definitely a massive upgrade in terms of the paint, because Oreo Chromatic Shin Godzilla did it. And even though my stupidity led to a few blunders here and there, he is still like a centerpiece. He's the new centerpiece for my SH Monster Arts Toho shelf. A shelf that is going to be overrun by the end of next year because we've got the -1 reissue coming out soon, and then we've got the 70th anniversary Burning Godzilla, and God help me if they do a new Destroya, because I'd love to partake in that. But yeah, Oreo Chromatic Shin Godzilla had to be on this list. Loved him. Can't wait to see more, especially since 2026 is going to be Shin Godzilla's 10th anniversary and Ebira's anniversary. Bandai. Machinations. Don't make me beg, cause boy I will. Number 16. Never thought I'd see this on a top list of the year. Yeah, action figure series Godzilla 1991 fucked that hard. The paint, way better. The quality, so much better. A new heat ray effect. $25 articulated figure. Knocked my socks off. And for whatever reason, YouTube won't let me download that video for, I have no idea why. It's a fun little stocking stuffer of a figure. The box, oh, and yeah, it's not SH Monster Arts. It's not even NECA or Hiya. But for a $25 figure, I was happy. Number 15. I had to throw my guy a bone because he exists. X Plus has had their fun with Cybot Godzilla in the past, I think. And as far as 1984 as an entire body goes, we really haven't received too much beyond X Plus, to a point where, I mean, it's not 1984's anniversary, but it is 85's anniversary, and I will hold out hope that 1984 or the Cybot or both make their ways to SH Monster Arts. Or Hiya. Whoever first. Or both. I'll take it. Cybot Movie Monster Series Godzilla was completely unexpected. I'm so glad they finally acknowledged his presence. And here's to hoping more of 84 is on the way. Number 14. Yeah, this lovely little deranged, vengeful nugget had to find his way onto this list because I waited for what felt like years for this thing. It finally came out. Not only is he a bigger release than that of others from CCP in the middle-sized series, but he's also just so damn cool. And I'm still waiting for that golden glitter variant to get announced. Not to mention their Shin Godzilla. God help me when those variants come out because I'm probably going to end up buying all of them. Hope you're not tired of Shin Godzilla because, oh boy, I'm off and on with CCP's Godzilla middle-sized series. The prices have indeed gone up, and a lot of these new colorways are fantastic, but I can't find myself getting addicted to that line simply because they come out so frequently, they come out in multitudes, and I don't know if I can afford that. But I will sacrifice money for more Shin Godzilla. Because if Shin Rob Jira, it's in the fucking name, needs anything more, is Shin Godzilla. Is that bro's asshole? Number 13. Movie Monster Series Godzilla GMK. Who's surprised? Just a fantastic release for the Movie Monster Series, and while King Ghidorah is awesome, if I had to choose between the two, it's Godzilla. The new mold, the extra teeth, a more suit-accurate figure. Yes, it's not an 8-inch figure, but who cares? Movie Monster Series Godzilla GMK was such a hit out of the park, an absolute home run. From his tag to his details to even his paint. Bandai didn't have to do much. They did more than I initially expected, and I am thankful for that. Number 12. Yeah, Street Sharks Wave 2, there was no way this wasn't going to be on my list. With the combination of my favorite Street Shark being in Wave 2, and Dr. Paranoid being the first time I have ever owned that character in figure format, and him essentially being like the articulated Jesus of that line, Wave 2 was going to be on this list no matter what. I'm not expecting anything after Waves 3 and 4. I wasn't even expecting anything after Wave 2, but SDCC brought me to a new level of hypage, and these figures just, they did everything I wanted them to. And as I said at number 20, I really hope they expand beyond just figures. And I imagine these things aren't top sellers. They're not topping like Mattel's fiscal year charts or anything like that. But they are always sold out whenever I go to my local Walmart. Street Sharks love is going to continue once again into 2025, and I will be here to talk about it. Number 11. This is essentially going to count for both of the Skullcrawler figures from Hiya, because the original one, even though it had its issues with the rubber set on the inside of its mouth, it's still a great figure. Number 10 just brought it to a whole new height. I would really love it if they retooled the original with the new mouth, gave her the little tongue insert and everything, and I would love to see that brought to new life with that paint job beyond the original. Number 10. It had to happen. I'm not sorry. Not only has Kamacuras just been like the biggest wish list monster on many people's lists, the figure finally coming out, yes, exclusive to a box set for now, and just being as good as it was absolutely helped his case. I think Bandai did a beautiful job, and it's to a point where you could reuse some of those parts for Final Wars Kamacuras if you want to. I mean, I would prefer something, closer to that of the movie, the CG file that was used, but I'm not going to get picky here. Kamacuras was a fire starter. And then comes number 9 from the same box, my boy, Gabara. I've wanted an official vinyl figure Gabara for the longest time. And when it comes to Gabara and Kamacuras, those two I am going to be perfectly fine with just buying again simply for the tags. And granted, I'll be okay with buying all of them again simply for tags. But those two especially, they've been highly requested for so friggin' long. And the fact that they came out looking so good, I don't know where the conversation started of all these figures looking mid, because they don't. Maybe it's my Movie Monster series bias, but people started saying, wow, they look mid, and I'm sitting here like, where? How? Everything that needs to be painted is painted. The figures look great. And Kamacuras and Gabara just together are probably the strongest ones out of that set. King Ghidorah was going to be on this list, but certain things happened and I remembered that a few figures from a particular line came out last year. So, yeah. Number 8.
Gaze into my lens flare titties.
Logical. I'm a Shockwave fan, and while this figure probably could have been better than it was, I still have it. I still play with it. I still transform it. I never leave him transform though, because my Council of Logic area over here that you can't see, they all need to be in the pose. It's a lovely figure. It's got a beautiful attention to detail, especially with that Autobot insignia on his forearm. And I just need more Shockwave. And don't worry, there's going to be more Shockwave videos to come this year. I still have yet to talk about comic book Shockwave. He's on the list. It's gonna happen. Whenever Zen Market gets around to shipping my Movie Monster series Godzilla 98 figure. Sorry that's taken so long. Number 7, SH Figuarts Kaiju Number 8. I was tempted to be a cheesy jerk and put Kaiju Number 8 at number 8, but it's better than a number 8. Being a fan of the Kaiju Number 8 IP, and actually getting some cool, articulated, and awesome figures from the IP is just awesome, and I'm so happy to hear that it's not going away anytime soon. I'm so excited for Season 2, whatever that may be. And I still need to get the Kaiju Number 9, I think it was, or Kaiju Number 7, whatever the freaky mushroom head cloud looking dude is. Still need to pick that up. Was very upset I had to cancel that when I did. Kaiju Number 8, just like Street Sharks, is here to stay. It's just a matter of, you know, Godzilla does come first unless it's Metroid, so yeah. Number 6. Isn't she lovely? She is, and Hiya did a damn great job on her too. It's hard to not dream out loud that Hiya Toys are going to complete the 2014 lineup without seemingly coming off as ungrateful, because this female Muto figure is just perfect. But I must communicate that yes, I do hope they come out with a male Muto. It's right there. It's possible we can do this. But I'm not going to be impatient. I am simply going to wait, let Hiya cook, just like they did with the female Muto, and hope that maybe there will be an EMP charge version of the female Muto before all else happens, or a pregnant version, whatever have you. This was an absolute grandstand of a release, and I really tried to get her in the top 5, but the top 5 this year was hard. Number 5. Yeah, sure, it's a repaint with some accessories, as to be expected from SH Monster Arts, but this was also my first 54 from SH Monster Arts, and I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I wasn't even expecting to pick it up at first, but the more I saw in hands of it, the more that I saw that this figure wasn't going to be 2019 Night Color version. This thing needed to be in my collection, and I fell in love with it the second I got it out of the box. Articulation might not be its strongest strong suit, but I can still get so many awesome poses out of it, and the accessory inclusion is just top-notch, next-level awesome. Here's to hoping that the 70th anniversary Burning Godzilla can mirror the exact same thing. I need y'all to calm down about the eyes. Looks like it's literally just the angle of which the figure is posed. Number 4. Yep, another SH Monster Arts figure. Soshingeki Goji was an absolute friggin' banger, and I didn't think any other SH Monster Arts figure could possibly top it this year, but spoiler alert, one did. The quality control, the accessory inclusion of just a bloody head. This was such a breath of fresh air, and I was so glad that HobbyLink Japan got copies in so I could partake. As far as Godzilla goes, this is my favorite SH Monster Arts figure of last year. Just such a banger in that tail. Oh my god. SH Monster Arts knocked this figure out of the park cleanly. No argument, no nothing. It's one of their best Godzilla figures, bar none. But with number 3... Blue Eyes White Dragon came in, swooped, and stole the friggin' show from me last year. I'm not what you would call a Yu-Gi-Oh! Superfan, but I did grow up with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series moving into Battle City, and having a Blue Eyes White Dragon figure was something that I drastically needed as a kid, and it's something that I did ultimately get. But then you look at the SH Monster Arts Blue Eyes White Dragon, and you're like, oh, yeah. And it seems like SH Monster Arts' run with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to continue. I have the Dark Magician on pre-order. I still want to get the Red Eyes Black Dragon, but I am going to beg Exodia, Summon Skull, when that Stardust Dragon looks amazing, and it looks like it's going to be just like Blue Eyes. Oh! SH Monster Arts is killing it with Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 2. EX Plus Toho Miniacs Godzilla Tower. One of my biggest wishlist items of all time was Godzilla Tower. Yes, it's not articulated. Yes, it's a hunk of immovable vinyl with a bendy wire balloon. I don't care. Yes, a static figure beat out 3 SH Monster Arts figures and a bunch of Hiya toys. I can't help it. It's obscure. It's different. I never thought it was going to be made. I never thought it could be done. And here we are. Bro was here and gone in a hot friggin' second. I'm so glad I got to it when I did, because I don't think the younger version of me would have been able to live with himself in the modern day knowing that a Godzilla Tower thing got released and I didn't buy it. In regards to the marmot and the keychains, give me a break. And now for number 1. I swear to God I don't do this to you all on purpose, but this was my favorite figure of 2024. The Figma Metroid Dread ME02SM figure. This is the biggest Figma figure I think they've ever made ever. It's articulated. You can do practically everything from the game with this here figure. Make it taller, make it shorter, scrunch it up, freaking outspread it, different head options, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I'd be surprised if people were surprised about this, because I basically just claimed, yeah, this is the figure to beat this year. And even though SH Monster Arts and Hiya both came through with some heavy cuts right then and there, nobody was able to dethrone Figma. I play with it every day, and I have played with it every day since getting it. And I really hate that it's on such a condensed shelf in my other room over there, but I have so much fun just posing arms on this thing. And then, you know, deciding, should I finally do the leaping, crawling pose? Should I do this? Should I do that? I'm all over the place with this figure because it's all over the place in what it offers. It's simple, it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. I think it's still sold out, and I don't know if they're gonna make it ever again. I hope they do. It was a hard figure to follow up in 2024, and I really hope people aren't friggin' surprised with it, because it says it in the friggin' video description to this day, Figure of the Year. And that's it. ME02SM from Figma, from Metroid Dread. The absolute figure to beat, remained unbeatable throughout the entirety of 2024. And that's a hard feat with everything that SH Monster Arts, Hiya, and even the movie Monster series managed to do. So yeah, that's 3 years in a row that my favorite figure of the year wasn't a Godzilla figure. Will it continue this year? Maybe. I don't know, from what I'm seeing right now, maybe not. We'll see. I've been ShinRobJira. Do so hope you all enjoyed. What was your favorite figure of the year? Godzilla, Ultraman, Gamera, completely unrelated to that of Kaiju. Let me know. And on top of that, what's the figure you're looking forward to most this year? And what's the figure that would immediately make you drop all of that hype that could possibly be announced this year? For me, Hiya Toys Shin Godzilla. That would make me drop any and all expectation for anything else. Hiya, please. I will see you all next week with a review of the SH Monster Arts Hedorah set, and then eventually movie monster series Godzilla 98. He'll be here eventually. Peace out, everybody.